Hello everybody, welcome back to Papa Saw Shop. Been a long time since I've made one of these videos, and I guess we're back by popular demand. A lot of things have changed since the last time since you saw me, since we made a video, and gosh, I'll tell you what, a world of things have changed since we got started. So anyway, let me just take a second to let you know, and this is there's very little information in this video. I'll tell you that right now, as far as fixing stuff. Okay, I've had a lot of people email me, and I mean tons of people, and I've had even more people call me, and people come in the shop and hey, when are you gonna make another video? Man, we sure miss your videos. And so I want to address this. And then we're going to make some more videos in the future. But something has bothered me for a long time. And as long as you've seen the last video, it's bothered me. And that's number one reason why I haven't made one of these. And so I'm going to get into it, and I'm going to share it with you. And then we're going to I'm going to explain to you how we're going to move forward in these things, so that because I understand there's a lot of knowledge that we can pass on, and a lot of folks depend on somebody who knows what they're doing, and to give them some advice. And I appreciate that, and I appreciate all the emails and the phone calls, and I truly appreciate everybody's patience while I tried to work this out, while I tried to figure this out, and I'm still working on it. And so again, at the end of this video, we're going to get into a little bit of how we're going to move forward. So why did you stop doing videos, Papa? And here's why. A lot of things have changed, as I mentioned, since we first got in the shop. We started out with a 10 by 10 foot square space, and now, I mean, I couldn't pan you around this thing. I'd have to get my granddaughter to help. We've got a lot. If we wanted to sell used cars, we could probably put 50 cars out here. We bring in huge boats, and we don't even work on boats, but the state of Oregon, where we live, the Oregon Fish and Wildlife have us contracted to fix an engine that's on their 40-foot schooner, I guess you call it, and so they bring nothing in there. And so to give you an idea how big our input lot is coming into the shop, they bring that 40-foot long, got to be 20 feet wide boat in here, and we could still probably put another one of their boats next to it and leave their trucks hooked up to the boats. I mean, that again, that's not even counting the parking lot we got. So I mean, we've grown exponentially since our first video. And where we used to just sell a few parts here and there, now we sell parts all over the world, and we don't deal with. I tell people we don't really deal with companies so much as we deal with countries, and especially with all the turmoil in the world today. It's gotten more and more like that all the time, where if a tariff falls on a certain country, then we got to move to a different country and deal with that one, and maybe we're having some sort of political issues or whatever. So we deal on a much larger scale than what we used to, and so a lot of things we still take the time that we got to take to do things right, and we very seldom have people come in upset or anything like that. But a lot of that is because we've taken so long and so much effort as we're growing to define the customer and what we need to do. And so what we need to do for the customer has changed very little. We take it incredibly serious in giving top quality service, greeting every single person the way they deserve to be greeted. If you come in, and pardon my French, but you come in and act like an asshole, we're going to treat you like an asshole right from the start. Come in with a smile on your face, you're going to be greeted with a smile. And we're going to do our best to put you in a bad mood if you come in like an asshole, but if that's just your way, well, then you're going to get service the way you deserve. And it's taken a long ways to get there. We fix a huge amount of saws. Huge amount. I still primarily do all the saw work. I got some hired people on that do other stuff. But primarily I do the saw work. And our saws, we have saw builds that are backed up for 2 years. That the people know when they drop it off, you're going to get the best you can get. I mean, we're going to do everything we can, to do our best. And you're going to get one of the best quality saws in the world when you're done. And I'm going to put my heart and soul in it, every single one of them. And that hasn't changed. But here's the biggest thing that's changed, and the biggest thing we had to get over. We used to build saws, and some of you guys out there have them, the papa saws and the half-pint saws, and we still build them pretty much on special request. But the reason that we don't build them is the same reason that we haven't done a lot of videos, is because it's taken me a little while. I'm gonna work on this thing while I'm talking to you, because I'm kind of up against the wall on this thing. Doing a rebuild on a Husqvarna. The heck is this thing? A 572. And it's a challenge. But anyway, a lot to it. But anyway, so we were building these saws, and again, we still build a few of them. You got to go through an interview process through me. We're not just going to sell them to anybody. We sold so many of those doggone things to so many people that didn't understand that we're selling you a race car. It's not a minivan. If you're comparing it to a car, it's not a minivan. It's not a 4-wheel drive pickup. It's not something off the lot. It's not a steal where you walk into a steal and go, hey, I want the best all you got, and they say that, and it's, bada bing, bada bing, and no, this is a race car. And being that it's a race car, I've heard a lot of things like, oh, they rattle apart, or they do this, they do that. You know what? It's a race car. When you make a few laps with it, you're going to have to bring it into the pit. You might have to pull the muffler off. You might have to tighten 2 screws that are holding the muffler on. You might have to, there's a few things that you're going to have to do to it. Again, because it's a race car. Race cars go very fast, and they do a lot of miraculous things that your regular car is not going to do. But if you don't take it in the pit, it ain't going to run. It'll just be in pieces all over the track. And that's what these guys are. And it's really hard to get that across to people. Some people will say, yeah, it's a race car, blah, 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 blah. It's just a sales tactic. You're just pumping it. No, I'm not. No, I'm telling you what it is. That's what it is. And so I'm not going to go on forever in this video. So but when we tell you that's what it is, that's what it is. And it's not like any other. If you got 30 saws in your truck and you buy one of these papa saws, by the way, they're extremely expensive and the wait for them is a long time. So I don't think this is a sales pitch by any means. You want one, email us and we'll talk. But I got people back in the day that would oh, I see you build saws, let me send you a whole bunch of junk in a box and you just put it together and work your magic. And okay, great idea. The fact is I can't, I'm only human. I mean, I can do this, I can do that, and I can do the best I can here. But on the other hand, if you send me a turd and I wrap it in gold for you and I make it look pretty, it's still a turd. Don't complain to me when it's still a turd. And we had a lot of that. And because people would just say, oh, well, he's a saw genius. And so, okay, well, I guess I'm okay. But, there's a limit to things. And so, I mean, what I'm saying is I'm human and I guess I'm humble. So, but here's the other half. You're human too. And that's the part I've been having a problem with making YouTube videos. I've had so many people that locally, and when I say local, within 1,000 miles, that would bring us a saw in a box or a couple saws in a box, and then say, here, I watched your video and I tried doing that and it turned out disastrous, so I drove all this way, can you put it together for me? And we do it, we put it together, we get it running, but here's the problem, and it's an epidemic. So many people will watch a YouTube video on something, I don't care what it is, watch it for 15, 20 minutes, and then come away from it and go, oh shit, I could do that, I'm a freaking genius now. No, you're not. No. If you watch one of my videos, if you're taking stuff apart and you go, oh, well, I didn't know, stop it. Take it somewhere where they know. This is instructional stuff, and the instructional stuff that I show you, it's not for if you just went out, you bought a saw, and then you said, oh, it's not running. Oh, this Papa guy, he seems to know what he's doing. And you watch a video and you go, oh, well, that's how you put a carburetor on. Have you ever torn a carburetor off a chainsaw? No, it's the first chainsaw I ever had. Then stop it. Just don't do that. You're not a chainsaw professional. So I hear that all the time. Oh, it's probably just something simple. Well, why don't you do it then? If it's something simple, why don't you do it? Because it's not that simple. It's never that simple. Every once in a while, somebody breaks a string on a chainsaw, or they break a string on a mower, and they bring it in, and hey, can you replace this? We go, sure. We take it back, replace the string, put it back on, and every once in a while, everything is just fine. But most of the time, there's a reason that string broke in the first place. If there wasn't, let me put it this way, if that string broke because it was weak, well, then it's still operator error. It's still operator neglect, because every time you pulled that string, you should have seen that weak string, and you didn't, or you didn't pay attention, or you didn't care. And so any of those three things have led to more than likely something else going on within that starter. So it should be brought in, looked at, thoroughly tore apart, thoroughly examined by a professional, not by somebody who's never had the case off of their saw, who doesn't know that it even has an air filter, by somebody who knows what they're doing. And I've had so many calls and so many emails and so many things where people will say, hey, I'm over here in Timbuktu and I tore this whole damn 500i apart just like I seen you do on your video and I can't get it put back together. Well, why in the hell are you doing that? Have you ever torn apart a chainsaw before? Nope. Well, then throw the damn thing away. You just ruined a good saw. And so that's why I haven't done a lot of videos, because too many people are suddenly geniuses after they watch a video, and I don't want anybody watching my videos and coming away from that and going, oh, I know what he knows now. You know what? No, you don't. I'm gonna beat you to the school a little bit and tell you I've been doing this for 50 years, and whatever I'm doing and I make it look easy, it's because I've already made all those screw ups in 50 years. I already learned all that stuff. And so when you go in it the first time and you go, oh, well, it's as easy as that. No, it's not, because when I did it the first time, I probably threw that saw away. I probably said, oh, well, I've screwed up so much on this thing that I'm not doing this anymore. And I'll try it again next time. And I've got a pile of saws behind me that if I screw up on something, I can always go to one of these things, or if I'm not sure, I can take one of these pile junk saws and I go, okay, I'm not sure how this works. I'm gonna dissect this and figure it out. And so I take it very, very seriously what people take away from my videos. When I make a video, I'm going to show you what I screwed up on it, if I made a mistake, because I always have that in mind. I've been doing this for 50 years. And so if I make a mistake after 50 years of doing over and over again, it seems like you could damn sure make that mistake, because I've done this a million times, and apparently I made that same mistake a million times, and I just learned, hey, don't do that, dummy. So that's the thing. I've got a couple of videos that's got thousands of views and no comments. That to me spells disaster. So, I mean, I've got one video out there, I want to say it's got like something like 14,000 views or some stupid thing. And 14,000 people watched a video of me building a chainsaw, and not one of them had a question. Not one of them said, wait a minute, that doesn't make sense. I challenge you, Papa. I think that's wrong. Or, how'd you do this? Or 14,000 people. I am not entertainment. I know that. People don't watch me to just go, oh, I wonder what Papa's doing today. Let's go. I'm not the Kardashians. I'm not that. People don't turn on my channel to just say, hey, what's up? Let's go see what the old man's doing. I'm not that kind of entertainment. So it scares me that I may be putting out information, or I may be giving an impression that people are using to treat their equipment badly, and I don't ever want that. I don't ever want that for you, for me, any of our walk-in customers. I just don't want that. I want you to come away from something and truly learn, and even more question, hey, that doesn't seem right. Now, as I say that, there's a flip side of that coin, because there's some of you out there that go, oh, well, he thinks he's so smart. I'm smarter than that. I think you're wrong on everything. This is wrong, and that's wrong, and that's wrong, and that's wrong. Okay. All right. I get that. And again, I'm a human being. I make mistakes. And if you point out a mistake, I will make a video and I'll go, hey, you know what? George over there in Florida, or George from Tennessee, or George from Connecticut pointed out that I did this wrong. And I'm going to show you. Thank you, George, for pointing that out. And here's the right way to do it. And I'll do that for you. George from wherever you are. But there's both sides of that coin. There's some people who will watch a video and just like, they don't know nothing. And then there's other people that'll watch a video and go, oh, shoot, I'm a genius now. Okay, well, both things are wrong at the same time. So, what do we do going forward? All right, well, apparently me stopping making videos is not an option. A lot of people, I have people that see me at Walmart. I had one guy see me at Walmart and ask for my autograph for his kid. I'm flattered. My granddaughter stared at me like, oh, you pay that guy or what? Anyway, to be fair, it's only happened once. But I've had people walk up to me and say, hey, how come you're not doing videos anymore? And I've had people, and so apparently not making videos is not an option. So how do we move forward? So first of all, we're going to work this thing out, and I'm going to have my granddaughter help me out with this because she does my editing and all that kind of stuff. But we're going to, if you're on this channel, I really hope you've paid attention this long, and I hope you stayed in this video this long, so that going forward you understand what's happening. Because going forward, we're going to have some very distinctive stuff. Maybe some sort of banner at the start of the video. This is for professionals only, or maybe we have some sort of video about different levels of professional, or something. And if anybody watching this, if you've got any ideas, I would love to hear them. I just don't. I hope you guys understand out there that I just don't want to, first of all, put across that this is where you get all your information. I am the end all of all chainsaw knowledge. That's not true. There's a lot of good chainsaw builders out there, and I would like to say that I'm one of them. And I'm certainly not perfect, and I have made my mistakes, and there's some of you that you've bought saws and it's just like, man, this is like a junk. And we've done our best, very best to help you out. And we'll continue to do that. Some people have just gotten frustrated with us, and we completely understand that. I get it, I'm not everybody's cup of tea, and that's okay. That's all right. That's just fine. I'm just one of the many chainsaw builders out there, and the many engine mechanics out there who do this and has a little bit of knowledge to spare. Having said that, if you're a mechanic, then you are too. You and I are in the same boat. You're no better than I am, and I'm no better than you are. And that's where we need to stay, son. I shouldn't say son, I should say sir. Sorry about that. I let my frustrations get the best of me. But that's where we should stay, sir. As I don't mean that to sound degrading. But if you're on the whole other end of the scale, man, I don't know nothing. Papa will know. Well, maybe I will. But just because I give you advice, I've been leaving it up to you to put your guardrails out where they belong and say to yourself, Papa said he did this, and I don't know. I've been trusting you to have this kind of wisdom to look at the project at hand even after you've watched my videos or anybody else's videos. Have the wisdom to look at your project and say, you know what? I see it. I understand it. But just because I watch how a brain operation is done doesn't mean I should get out a scalpel and take off my hat and get to work. We've been leaving the guardrails up to the public. And there's nothing I can do about that. I mean, at the end of the day, you want to tear up your equipment, tear up your equipment. But we're gonna going forward. We're gonna try to put some sort of guardrails out there, at least to make me feel better, and maybe to cut down the phone calls and to cut down the saws in a box, to where people just say, "Well, I thought I could handle this because I watched your video." Again, I'm going to wrap this up, but just because you watch a video doesn't make you a 50-year-old pro. And I don't care what video you're watching, whether it's mine or anybody else's, it's a little bit of guidance. And it's not schooling on how to fix these things. And if that's what the public is looking for, again, I'm putting this out there in the comments. If that's what people are looking for, is, hey, well, then let's school me. You know, why don't you do that, Papa? Why don't you just have a bunch of videos from A to Z on how an engine works, tear the whole damn thing apart, and show us from the ground up, how does it work? You want that? We can do that. So, but we're trying to swim in fresh waters here. Just because I've noticed that the water is a little green, I don't want everybody swimming in that stuff. There's a lot of misinformation, and a lot of it most of it starts online, on YouTube, so on videos like these. And I don't want to be a party to that. I want people to watch these videos, and I want you to watch them in an honest way, from an honest guy who's just trying to help you. And at the end of the video, maybe I didn't help you at all. Maybe you're in way over your head, and you should not be doing this in the first place. And so we're going to get some guardrails up to kind of educate people. You know, this is a beginner. This is, if you've never done a carburetor, then don't do this. You know, so anyway, I'm glad to be back. Glad to see you all again. Please leave some comments down there. Please tell me what you think, good or bad or ugly. I don't give a damn. I can handle it. I got broad shoulders. I don't care. I mean, I don't care. Worst case scenario, everybody says, "Hey, we're happy you haven't made any videos. Shut up, old man. Leave us alone." So, all right. So that's all I got. I've been yakking at you for 30 minutes. I'm damn near hoarse. But yeah, leave some comments, and we will figure out how to get the guardrails up on these videos and be able to help you out in a little bit better ways. And until next time, you know what I say, happy motoring.